Now today I'm going to cook a couple of pieces of salmon. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan fry the salmon and then serve it up on a bed of spinach, and we're going to make a really quick white sauce to go over the top, which is going to be crème fraiche, capers, lemon juice. Nice and simple. Finish it off a little bit of parsley and you've got something tasty. Give it a go. So just to go through the ingredients, now I've got my salmon there. Mine have got the skin on. They're boneless, but it's got the skin on. Now if yours are, haven't got the skin, that's absolutely fine. We're just going to pan fry them the same. What I would say is if you've got the skin on, try and make sure that the skin is dry, and if you can, try and get the skin to go crispy. So a couple of pieces of salmon. Now we're going to serve that on a bed of spinach. Now I've got 250 grams of spinach. It seems quite a lot, but by the time you put it in the pan, it does wilt down a fair amount. Now to flavour up the spinach, apart from salt and pepper seasoning, I'm also going to use a little bit of nutmeg. Goes really well with spinach. And then the sauce, really simple sauce, got some crème fraiche. Now you can use low fat crème fraiche if you've got that. I would say you want about 6 teaspoons or so of crème fraiche. And what we're going to do is mix that with about 1, maybe 2 teaspoons of capers. Now with the capers, do drain them off. So get rid of the juice, just use the capers. And my lemon is quite a biggish lemon. I'd say you want to use the juice of about 1/4 to 1/3 of a lemon. Squeeze that in, obviously do it to taste. And then finally, I've got some parsley, fresh parsley. Chop it up nice and fine, sprinkle it on the top at the end just to dress it up. So nice simple ingredients, and it's quite quick to do, but it tastes wonderful. So let's go over to the hob, get on with the cooking. Now what I'm going to do to start with is just season the fish. You do need to season that. So a little bit of salt, and again freshly ground black pepper. Now what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of oil. I'm probably going to use like sunflower oil in the pan, just a little bit. And we're going to start frying off the fish. I think that'll do us. And I'm going to switch the heat on. Probably put it on about medium heat to start with. So mine's just coming up to heat, so I'm going to put my salmon in there. Like so. Now I'm just going to give it a quick patting. So I want to try and make sure the skin is nice and dry. And what I'll do is I'll probably cook it on that side just for like a couple of minutes, and then we're going to flip it over. I might turn the heat up a little bit because I just want to try and get a nice colour on the skin. So leave that for a couple of minutes and we'll flip them over. Now I've been frying those for a couple of minutes, just over a couple of minutes. Now what I am going to do is just season the skin a little bit while we've got it this way up. So it's seasoned on both sides. Now I am going to turn the heat up quite high, and I'm going to flip these over. You're just getting a little bit of colour on the top there. Lovely. And what I want to try and do is get a nice colour on the skin. Now if it is really getting too hot, we're going to turn it down. I am just going to turn that down a little bit, back to about a medium heat. Now I've had mine cooking on the skin side for just over 5 minutes now, so I'm just going to flip them over, have a look at that. Nice colour on there, beautiful. Now what I'm going to do is probably just leave it on the side there. You can leave it on there for like 30 seconds each side, flip it over again so that it's all nicely cooked all the way through. Now I reckon that fish is cooked, but obviously you can check it. You can just, pull a piece out, have a look at it, make sure it's a bit flaky. I reckon that's nicely cooked. I'm going to pull that out like that. Now I'm just going to turn the heat off for a moment. Just leave the fish aside. Now what I am going to do, I know it's a hot pan, but I'm just going to get rid of some of that oil. Don't need all that. Now I'm going to go in with the spinach. Now with the spinach, obviously we've got the heat off at this moment. Now again, you do need to season the spinach. I always put salt and pepper. And also, we've got the nutmeg. I've got a whole nutmeg. Try and buy the nuts rather than the ground already, because this has got so much more flavour. Nutmeg, I find, goes really well with spinach. So pop the lid on there. Now you don't need to cook this for too long. I'm just going to switch the heat on because it's still on the heat that we turned off, but I'm only going to put it on fairly low. We don't need it too high, just fairly low. And you know, really until it's wilted down, I would say by about half. Now I reckon we can put it on a plate now. I don't want to cook it too much, so I'm just going to put mine on a plate for now. Like that. Lovely. So now we've cooked the fish and the spinach. What we're going to make is the sauce. Now for doing this sauce, do turn your heat really low. We don't want it too high at all. Now I'm using about 6 teaspoons, so roughly about 3 tablespoons, just under. Also, I'm going to squeeze some lemon in there. I'm going to start off with 1/4 of a lemon, and then we've got the capers. Pop those in. Just give that a quick move around. I mean, this sauce is so simple to do. Now what I am going to do is just quickly give that a taste. Okay, I think what it needs is just a little bit of salt, and I'm just going to give it a bit more of a squeeze of the lemon juice. Because, you know, lemon juice goes well with fish anyway. Just going to give it a bit more. And again, just move that around. It's on a very low heat. Don't do this too high. And I reckon that sauce is just about done. So what I'm going to do is just switch the heat off. I'm going to leave the sauce there in the pan whilst I go over to the table, and we're going to start plating up the spinach with the salmon. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some sauce over there. I mean, normally when you've got a crispy skin on your fish, you want to show it off, and I'd flip it round the other way. But because I'm going to put a sauce on it, I'm actually going to leave it this way round for today. Now obviously with the sauce, you can put as much as you like on it. But I think it's nice, and it's also really nice on the spinach as well. So just going to dribble that in there. Lovely. Now obviously we've got a little bit of spare lemon juice because, you know, some people like a little bit of extra lemon juice. I might just put a squeeze on there just to give it a nice fresh taste. Beautiful. Now let's just get stuck into that. I'm going to try this bit at the end here first. See how that is. Look at that. It actually peels away from the skin. Lovely. I mean, I eat the skin. I think it's really nice, but you know, and you can have nice and flaky. You can see it. Oh, let me try that. Oh, lovely. Where that's come off the skin, that is so lovely and crunchy. And as I say, that sauce goes so well with the spinach as well. Let me try that. That is absolutely wonderful, and it's so simple to do this dish. You know, it's all cooked in the pan, not too much messing around, and it's reasonably healthy. Obviously, you know, you can do the low fat version with the sauce, but go and enjoy it. It's wonderful. Thanks for watching my videos. Don't forget the thumbs up, the ratings, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. The Original Naked Chef.